Welcome back to the Metal Lounge. I'm Matt, joined as always by Forrest. Grab yourself a drink, pull up a chair, and get ready to join us as we chat shit about all things metal. Yo, how's it going, man? You doing good?
I'm doing good, thanks, bro. How are you?
Cool, man. Yeah, not too bad.
I haven't seen you in like 2 weeks. I
know. I feel like it's been like 17 years
you
since
forgot
we
where
last
I lived
hung out.
this morning.
I did. I literally rocked up and I was like, "Yo, what number do you live at again?" I feel like when I got back to the UK, the first time I came over, I was like ringing your next door neighbour's like door when I got here because I was like, "I swear he lives at this number." And I was like,
"It's because it doesn't actually have a number."
Yeah,
it's like I'm probably gonna like
mysterious.
dox where I live now. But
who are you trying to hide from?
The feds.
Yeah, oh man. Another reason we haven't seen each other is because you were away a little bit. You were out at 2000 Trees
2000
Festival.
Trees, right where Forest belongs.
Yeah, 2000 Forest Festival.
It was
what
sick,
was it
man.
like being surrounded by your tree brethren?
I felt like at home, you know, like I could have done with more trees, to be fair.
2010 trees, 2050 trees,
2024 trees.
You should have planted some trees, man. So there's some next. You did. Yo,
I sowed my seed.
Don't do it.
But no, man, it was really good fun actually. Like it was. I always love going to festival. Like it just, you kind of leave like reality at the door, and you just like settle into the normal rules of reality don't apply, and it's like festival world. It's like I feel like when I was younger, like it was like that's like your first taste of freedom as like a young adult. So I always kind of like revert back to my like childhood self a little bit. Like, actually, no, yeah, I do like to let loose.
How did that go?
It was really good, man. Like it was so nice to have like a proper squad there. There was about like a dozen of us there or so.
Yeah.
And just like the vibes at Trees is so good. Like I've been to quite a few festivals now.
I've never been before. Like paint the scene for me. What's it like?
So like it's just like a normal festival, but everything's a bit more compact and it's a bit more family friendly. Like you feel a bit safe. There's like kids
until you're there.
Yeah, until I'm there. I'm like the most threatening guy at Trees.
There's like people walking around with their kids and you're just like screaming drunkenly. You're like, ah!
I'm just like trying to part in between them. Like, excuse me,
you're
between
like
the mother and her kid.
You're going up to 8-year-olds being like, yo, you got any coke?
Literally, man. I think that's why I like it. I like being the most threatening man in the trees.
No, in the trees.
But yeah, I always say to people about 2000 Trees, like a good story I have is like one of the first times I went, I saw someone trying to be a dickhead in the mosh pit. They were like walking around and like pushing into people and just like, it's just not that vibe at Trees. Like it's not fucking Outbreak, man. Like people want to come there and like just relax and have good vibes. But this guy was like trying to be a dickhead, and someone saw him, and this guy just went over to him and just like pushed him and smiled at him. And then the guy was just like so confused, and like he was like trying to be a dickhead, but the vibes and the
vibes wouldn't let him.
The vibes were too good. Like they were just like, no, we're gonna snub out this guy and like just show him how it is.
Don't fuck about.
Push with a smile.
Yeah. I heard there's like it's like a weird one because you have like really like picturesque like stages, and you have like acoustic
It's called
stuff.
the Forest Stage.
The Forest Stage.
It's literally
named
my
after
stage.
you.
I was like, can we get onto my stage now, guys?
Did you play the stage?
Bim played the stage.
You should have played the stage.
Not my company.
Your company, the owner of Bit. You've docked yourself as the owner of Bit.
Oh, fuck. People are going to break into where I live now.
You've given your place of work your name.
I think we need to
You can literally
cut this
see the outside your house. If you can figure out where Forrest lives, come down and win a prize.
Please don't.
Oh man. Right, okay, so you were there 2000 Trees, you had a big squad. Band wise, like what was the lineup like?
You know what? It was actually kind of shit. Like,
was it?
I didn't really want to see any bands. Like the lineup for me was like my mates going. I won't dox their names, but like it was like
that's where you draw the line. They all live at the following addresses.
Like my brother, my sister, like 5 of like my really close
now
friends
people
were
know you
there.
have a brother and a sister,
My ex
man.
was there. My girlfriend was there. That was kind of awkward.
Nice. Having an ex and a girlfriend in the same place is always a good time.
Yeah, it was actually fine. It actually worked out like way better than I thought.
Do you want to dox anything to do with them?
No. I want a fucking doxing spree at the moment. I need to slow down.
Yeah, stop talking about your personal information for 1 minute.
I can't stop.
And the last 4 digits of my credit card.
But no,
Right.
it was like there was a few good bands there.
Yeah, okay.
Like
Highlights?
for sure. Technical difficulties. They put on some fucking entertaining sets, man. Like,
Okay.
It was weird. It was like there was I feel like I jinxed it because at the start I made that joke. I was like, I can't wait to see technical difficulties. I love it when bands fuck up.
Yeah,
and
it's
trees
kind
like
of fun to be fair.
not shaming on trees, but there normally is a few technical difficulties,
okay.
especially at the pit stage.
It's hard to run a festival in 2,000 trees.
Yeah, exactly.
If it was like
there's too many
1,000 or
trees
something,
everywhere, man.
that'd be fine. But
You're getting the roots in the way. You're getting the fucking the bark,
the tree people,
fallen leaves.
you,
Me, the tree person, tree bird.
So what were some of the examples of the technical difficulties?
Okay, so I'm going to say it by order of like worst to best.
Okay,
so
sick.
Boston Manor were by far the worst.
Really?
Like their technical difficulties were
okay,
fucking
and for each of
embarrassing.
these, was it their fault or was it like the sound guy's fault? Like, was it?
You know what? I wasn't even like present. I was so fucked at Boston Manor. So I'm recalling the story from what other people
Was it just
have
your
said.
ears that were the technical difficulties? Just process the sound.
I was so drunk and I still noticed how bad it was.
Okay.
It was like embarrassingly bad. Like they didn't address it at all. They literally just like stopped everything, didn't say a word for like 15 minutes.
Oh my God.
And then they had to like cut the set short. I couldn't even tell you the difference between Boston Manor and like Caskets as well, even though they're on different stages. But yeah, no, it was a shambles for them. They had to cut the set short and like apologize, and like I like lost interest as soon as they stopped playing. I was just like, people just having conversations.
Do
like,
you know why? Like what the actual technical difficulty
no
was?
idea. Like
something
they just
wasn't working.
yeah, it's probably their laptops, I think, because it was like the backing tracks. It seemed like all these laptop bands. Man.
Laptop bands, man. As opposed to those genuine bands, like the three of them that still exist.
But yeah, no. So Boston Manor handled it terribly, and Guilt Trip didn't handle it much better. Like they also did the thing where they just didn't address the elephant in the room.
We
just,
sort of know some people in Guilt Trip, so tread carefully.
No, they were fucking brilliant. Like I actually really enjoyed them, but like yeah, they didn't acknowledge it, and it was a bit weird. They like stopped for like 5 minutes and then were like chatting to people on the side stage. I was like, okay, I kind of get this.
Yeah,
but like they were like the medium.
Okay,
so like Boston Manor
okay.
were the worst, but the best by far were Creeper.
Okay.
So Creeper handled it unbelievably well. Like it was actually the most impressive technical difficulties I've ever seen perform live.
Sick.
So basically, like I think, like I didn't even notice what was going on. Like the drummer just started doing this sick drum solo. It seemed like part of the set, and then after the drum solo ended, it was like just drums, and I was like, this is a bit weird. And I think he was just playing along to the song on his
just
own
to, like,
drums.
cover it.
And then the singer was like just talking to the crowd, and he was doing the Freddie Mercury thing, like handing out his mic. And like it worked really well. His charisma carried
just
it through.
like got you through.
And even someone that's like knows about like backing tracks and stuff, like I was still mesmerized by the vocalist. He was just like taking it all on, and like it was fucking masterful, man. Like,
it's a sign of
most people would not have realized at all.
No,
like,
it's a sign of like a good vocalist and good like band in general to be able to like mask difficulties.
I was getting an adrenaline rush with like how well they were handling it. It was like that.
As
good.
if you were on stage, you were like,
I was like, fucking hell, like you guys are smashing this technical difficulties.
It almost makes you like them more sometimes.
It does, yeah.
If you can overcome like adversity, you're like, they're fucking. That's
it's fucking
sick.
impressive, man.
Yeah.
Like it's like that video of that blues guy Stevie Ray Vaughan, where his like guitar string
snaps.
Yeah, and then he like changes guitar like mid song.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
We used to play in a band together. For people who don't know, speaking of technical difficulties, we had our fair share.
Oh, don't bring it up.
We have like Forrest is gonna hate me for bringing this up, but the one I always come back to is when we played this. Like we played in Eastbourne. It was like some day festival. Was it a church or something?
It was.
Was it called Ocean Fest? No, it wasn't called Ocean Fest.
No, that's one we've been planning.
yeah. Our band was called Ocean Embers, so we made a joke about having a festival. All the bands that have ocean in their name.
That would be fucking sick. To be fair.
Ocean's 8 Alaska. Oceano. We Are the Ocean. You don't really like We Are the Ocean though.
I'll have them.
You've
there
got
just
some
to flip
beef
them off.
with We Are the Ocean.
I love Ocean's 8 Alaska though.
Yeah, Ocean's 8 Alaska are sick.
There's a band called The Ocean as well.
Ah, are they any good?
No.
But we were playing this festival and we were, I can't remember like what
festival.
song it was. Festival, like day festival. One of those like logo. There was like 100 people there or something.
Yeah,
if that.
It was alright.
If that. It was fun. But we're like halfway through a song, and like you had strap locks on, right? Did you? I can't remember.
No, I think that was a show that made me get strap locks.
Okay.
I think I had like those like cheap ones that weren't like proper like inbuilt into the guitar, like the rubbery ones maybe.
Right. And like you lost one of your straps, and then like there are so many ways you could have gone about this. You could have just stopped playing for a sec, put the guitar on mute, and just stuck the strap back on. You could have like I don't know, kneeled down and just played the guitar. But I
did end up kneeling down.
You ended up doing it. Your first, didn't you try and like hop on one leg and play it standing up first? And like we're not playing like simple stuff either. Like it's like a moderately technical like metal band.
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't know what I was thinking.
And then your second thing was to take the other side of the strap off.
Yeah.
So there's no chance of the strap coming back on.
I was like, well, one's off. I might as well play with no strap. And then I thought I could like style it out with no strap, and that would be like. Cool. Save the performance.
That's at your creeper
but
moment.
It did not fucking work.
People in the crowd like getting an adrenaline rush at how well you're handling.
She's playing guitar with no strap. That's fucking rad. I was hoping for that sort of reaction, but it did not.
No,
I've never felt so embarrassed in my life.
I feel like the song
that
finished. I just walked up to you and just like, what are you doing?
I mean, you've had your fair share of technical difficulties
I've had
as
loads,
well.
man.
Do you remember also that gig we played in Eastbourne where like your fucking delay for the original song? It was the wrong delay anyway.
We had like the worst. I'll set the scene because we had like the worst show. Like it's so bad, it ended up making our drummer quit. I nearly quit the band.
Yeah.
I nearly broke up with my girlfriend at the time afterwards. It was fucking shambles.
Whatever could go wrong
went
go wrong.
It was so it was in Eastbourne again. It was like some club show or whatever.
Opening of a club night?
Something like that. It wasn't like super busy, but it was like a normal amount of like local show people there. And I can't remember why, but we were all in a bad mood. I don't think we wanted to play Eastbourne. Like, it was all difficult for us all to get there.
It was like on a school night. It was like after work and after like...
And none of us drove, I don't think. We all, our singer drove, but the rest of us were all like relying on like girlfriends, friends, public transport. We were all in a bad mood. We get there. The fucking... I set my amp. I was using... It was before we used like digital stuff.
You were like borrowing my delay pedal. Like,
yeah, and we were using
Forrest, you bring the delay pedal?
Yeah, we were using a Marshall amp as well, like a physical amp.
Yeah.
And that's where it all went wrong because we're not about that.
There.
Well, yeah, why can we put it on a laptop? And I left the standby on, so the first song kicks in. We all go hard. It's like a little like intro, then it like kicks in. We all like look really serious and like go for it. No sounds coming out. I turn around, have to awkwardly like hit the. I'm like, oh, what the fuck's going on? I'm like,
I remember that.
Have
so
to hit
clearly.
standby. Then I come back
man.
in, and then it goes from me playing a rhythm bit to a lead part. So I whack the delay on. Playing the delay part, you can't really tell anything's wrong while everyone's playing because it's such a wall of sound. Then it's supposed to like everything's supposed to cut out. My lead guitar like should like fade out a few delay notes for like a second, and then it's just electronic music and our singer singing. But my thing was set to like infinite repeat on full volume, so it goes to this bit where it's just like quiet, like atmospheric stuff with just a singer, and my guitar's just going.
And you can hear you switch the
no
flick.
sign of stopping, and it's like. And then it just carries on.
Oh yeah.
And then in that same show, like I don't know if he remembers it, so I don't want to make him feel bad if he's watching. But our drummer at the time, he was not having a great show, and it was just going pretty badly. And there was one point where he sort of like fluffed a fill, and someone in the audience yelled out, "Do a drum solo." And I remember it fucking clear as day, and I was just like, "Oh, I want to quit this band."
The painful thing is, I actually played really well.
Yeah, you
like,
did all right.
I don't think I missed a fucking note.
You finished, and you were like, "Yeah, guys, that was a really good show."
It's like completely just looking in
your own world.
My own world.
Yeah, it was just terrible. And afterwards, we were like, literally, I think like our drummer like left after that, and then I was like this close to leaving.
Those were dark times.
Like, oh man, it was awful. So yeah, we've had our fair share of stuff. So I can appreciate the technical difficulties, even at our level, being like a small band playing small shows. It's still quite stressful for us.
Can't avoid them. It's how you handle them and how you get back up.
Yeah.
Though. Like I think what it is that so many bands had like backing tracks. So like when you're that reliant on a laptop and
one of the coolest ones I didn't see it live, but like I saw a video of it. It's like you know the band Crossfaith, like they play with like a lot of like electronic music and stuff. They had a show where the backing track just like completely cut out, and therefore their in-ear like monitors with the click cut out as well. For people who don't know, when you play to like backing, like anything that has like backing tracks, like anything like extra vocals, violin, synths, you have to all be in the exact same time. So you've got like a click, like a metronome in your ear.
More violin in my ears.
Yeah, and yeah, so their backing track just cuts out. So he's like, there's so electronic bass. He just keeps fucking going, and then about halfway through, like the rest of the song, the backing tracks don't come back on, but the click comes back on. But the click's like at a complete different point to where they are, going at the complete wrong like BPM. So he finishes out the song at the right tempo.
His click was coming through the speakers?
No, through his ears.
Oh, right.
But like he had the wrong BPM for, like, and the wrong like bar, obviously not like perfectly in time while he's like playing. So he has to like ignore the click in his head and still play in time.
Hell.
They fucking did it, man. Really impressive shit.
That is so impressive.
So like, once again, like we said,
it's all down to the drummer. Like the drummer is normally the one carrying
the one
time.
that like saves
because most like, well, a lot of bands, they can just take out their in-ears if they have them, and then you just rely on the drummer. You're like, come on, pull through for us, buddy. If you have a good drummer, you're kind of laughing.
That's so true. I feel like we've had that before as well when we've played. Well, I think we did it once with our second drummer, where like we just completely counted in wrong, and he managed to like fix it for us. He like did like an extra fill or something.
He knew it was like one beat ahead or something. I was like, how the fuck did you
manage to fix it for us? So like none of us even knew what was going on.
Never be able to do that.
It was crazy, man. Yeah. Okay, so technical difficulties was fun. Did you have any bands you actually liked? Like any highlights?
So speaking of like laptop bands, like in a sea of laptop bands, like in the midst of it, Better Lovers. They were fucking insane.
They're like the opposite of a laptop
so
band.
They don't have a fucking metronome. They just don't play to a click whatsoever. Their energy was like untouched. Like even Jake, who's not really into like that sort of stuff, like he loved it. He was like, that's fucking amazing. Their energy was unbelievable. They really like went for it. They like started climbing up the tent. What do you call them? Like the foundations of the tent. And like my favorite part was near the end, like for one of their big songs, they both synchronized, jumped into the audience. The guy with his fucking guitar did as well.
That goes so fucking hard.
It was so cool, and just like the energy, like there was just non-stop. Like I didn't even know the songs that well, but you were just so locked into it, and it was so nice to hear. Everyone was just smashing it, like the vocalist, the drummer. Like it really made me have a newfound appreciation for like, you know, proper like raw.
We've sort of lost that, like back in like the like I'd say like late 2000s, like early 2010s, you had like bands like Let Live, like The Chariot, Dillinger Escape Plan,
because
like,
he jumped off.
Yeah, and they were just going fucking mental, like throwing themselves into crowds.
The singer of Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah. And like that like era of like bands has sort of died down a little bit. People like the cool laptop bands who sound amazing, but I love a band who like just fucking go mental and throw themselves off shit.
Really, I appreciate both sides, but they were fucking crazy. The funniest bit as well was at the end of the set, like everyone was like giving them a round of applause, and the guitarist just threw his guitar in the air as high as he could, and like caught it, did it twice, did it 3 times. It looked like he was done. He was like, oh fuck it, one more time, did it, fucking dropped it, and the neck snapped. His guitar was like, fuck.
Oh my god,
like a $3,000 guitar. Apparently
that's like a lost art, is like breaking instruments on stage.
Everyone's
too poor for it.
Exactly.
I can't fucking afford to break my guitars.
That was so fucking cool,
that's
though.
Insane. Okay, did you have any like band, apart from the technical difficulties, were there any bands that you like didn't like, you saw any bands that just didn't fuck with?
Yeah, so on the like Saturday, I think it was,
I want to quickly say I saw the lineup. There was a bunch of bands where I just do not get at all. Bands like the Chats and stuff like that.
I didn't even bother with them.
Fucking for me at all. So like, I'm not going to be surprised if you've got some like hated bands.
I didn't see most of them. Like most time I was at the camp, just like sinking some beers, vaping, smoking,
roasting marshmallows.
Roasting marshmallows. But yeah, so like on the day, I think it was Saturday or Sunday, it was one of the last few days, and we were just like wanted to be to let out in a dad's, like get the camping chairs, sit at the main stage and just enjoy some music. Like we saw who's that band that are like mates of Architects,
Gonna have to narrow it down.
They have a lot of mates.
Royal Blood.
No, like
the Excerpts.
The Excerpts. Yeah.
Good guess. There's only 2 bands I knew that were friends with them, so I'm glad that was.
But yeah, no. So I love seeing them. They're actually really good, and we were just sitting there, just like nursing a hangover, and then eventually like Bob Vylan came on, and I was like, I've heard a bit of hype about Bob Vylan. Like this is gonna be good. And like he started off with this weird like meditation. And I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like a bit weird. He was like trying to get people like exercising and meditating and stuff.
Sick.
And then he was like, oh, this is like the 4th time we've been here. We should start calling it Villain Fest. And I was like, oh, really? Like, and it was just like there was something off about his whole performance. Like it really like just upset me for some reason.
Really?
Yeah, it was like none of the songs like really had a cutting edge. Like he brought out, instead of a bassist and a guitarist, he brought out an influencer just like taking pictures of him.
Really?
It's like you got a fucking influencer on stage, but not a fucking
I know
guitarist.
they're like a duo. Bob Vylan's like 2 guys. It's like both the singer and I actually quite like Bob Vylan, but I've never seen them live, so it's like I can't comment
being on the main stage at all.
Really?
Like it just felt really like lacking liking any sort of cutting edge. Like it's like I'm into hip hop as well, and it kind of like it delves into a bit.
It's like
hip hop
punky sort of stuff. It's like old school.
It's
punk,
like hip hop for people that don't like hip hop.
Oh yeah,
it's really got no fucking like redeeming qualities as far as I'm concerned. It was
I
just
really liked. Maybe live it doesn't cut through as well, but on the record, I really rate their stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't even make it through the set. I was like, this is not for me. Like, yeah, that was my biggest, because I asked a little bit like excited because I've heard he's really good
some
live.
like expectations.
And people that I trust their opinion, they're like, oh, he's really good. But yeah, that was like, I think to be fair to them, like it's probably my inner festival dad grumbling.
Yeah,
it's like nursing a hangover and just like, yeah, this is.
Oh, can you stop yelling at me?
No, there wasn't enough yelling though. It was pretty.
That's
tame.
crazy. Loads of their songs have yelling in them. Maybe they played like a weird like festival set list. It's more chill.
It was like in the day on the main stage.
They got loads of songs that are just like yelling about like being a drug dealer and stuff. Like pretty like aggressive stuff.
No, it was very disappointing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They played Slam Dunk actually earlier in the year. We didn't go and see them because there was a bunch of clashes and stuff. But they like had a whole thing where they were like, I can't remember the ins and outs of it, but they got into a fight with like the organisers and like another band as well, Pale Waves maybe, or someone like that. And they like literally like had like they actually ended up having to like leave the festival. They didn't play the next day because of it. It was like a whole. So like them and UK festivals are probably like on a bit of like a shaky ground,
falling out of favour.
But yeah, I'm sorry to hear that for them because I do really like Bob Dylan, but. Maybe they had an off day.
Maybe I'm just a hater.
Maybe you're an old man. Maybe you're a hater.
Yeah, there was just too many things that weren't clicking. I was like, you don't bring out a guitarist, but you can bring out an influencer to take pictures. And
I don't like that. That seems like the opposite what they'd be like.
And like the lyrics were about being like a drug dealer.
Exactly.
And like being
really like authentic. Like
being from the streets and like all these lyrics about stuff. And I was like, there's a disconnect here. It's like you haven't got a fucking guitar. Like it's lacking.
You're really
that punch.
hung up on them not having a guitarist.
It's racist, man.
As a guitarist, you feel really upset that you weren't represented on stage.
I was. Yeah,
you're like, that could be me.
Draw me up there.
You're taking jobs away from guitarists like me and giving them to laptops.
It literally was a bit of that, maybe, but yeah, they were just a bit disappointed. They weren't terrible. I think they just caught me at a bad moment as well.
How were you for the rest of the festival? Was paint me like the worst day for you getting drunk and like being like a menace.
Oh man,
what were you like?
So when I was
Festival Forest.
So when I was seeing Boston Manor, I didn't even realise the lapse of time. Apparently Caskets were on a different stage, and I didn't even realise. I thought I was still singing along to Boston Manor, and it was Caskets.
Did you even know Boston Manor?
I was too busy trying to climb the like tent scaffolding. I was trying to jump as like high as I could. You
were trying to do your Better Lovers impression.
I felt like I was like Neo from the Matrix, but I probably just looked like some crackhead.
You were like influenced how like 13-year-olds were influenced by WWE. You were influenced by Better Lovers. You're like, I can do that. I want to climb a jump.
I literally was probably.
I can be a rock star.
So that was it. And I remember at one point I like got back to my tent, just like grab some beers or something, and there was a fucking alien face. Like someone had cut like an inflatable alien face and put it on my pillow, and I was like
in the fucking Godfather.
I was like, am I being abducted? Am I being possessed by an alien? So like I started wearing the alien face, and then I was just like addicted to vapes. So I was just like kept hitting the vapes.
You were the alien.
I'm pretty sure I got like nicotine poisoning for how many like people were just like feeding me vapes. I was like passed out on my mate's lap and just
still
fed
vaping.
Vapes.
Oh my God.
That was probably my like peak drug.
Hell yeah, sick. That's what festivals mean to you, man.
Yeah, man.
Peak festival experience.
Just nice to let loose and have some fun.
Sick. And then you got literally sick right afterwards, didn't you? As well. Everyone who went got ridiculously ill afterwards.
Yeah. That's partly the reason we took so long to film this episode. Yeah, like literally everyone got festival flu.
Yeah. Worth saying, you won't know this because we're still keeping to our schedule like professionals. But like we're filming this like 2 days before it's supposed to come out.
I thought we were gonna have to pack it in.
We were 2 weeks ahead for a while, and then we got sick and like
what
shit
happened to you, by the way? What happened with your head?
I got fucked as well.
I haven't actually heard what happened.
I had like a really stupid accident. It's not that cool of a story. I'll skim through it.
Anyway.
I fucking I just like hit my head really hard on like my fucking shower door frame. I got like my shower is like a cubicle with like a really rigid but really low door frame. It's like I'm living in fucking Japan again. It's like it's the same height. I'm not that tall as well. I'm like 6 foot, but like. Tall it. In our group, I'm fucking short. We've got like 6'5" members. Like, if you're 6'2", you're tiny in our group. But like I fucking so like at the best of times I have to duck under it. I was cleaning my bathroom before.
Well, the worst of times.
I'm like towering about it. I can't fit in the flat. I can't get in for the door. I have to like take the door off the hinges to get in. But like I was fucking cleaning my bathroom before going out, and I was in a rush, and I was like wearing shoes, which is really stupid. And I forget that I'm like 2 inches taller while wearing shoes. So like yeah, the best of times I have to bend down. I didn't bend down. I went straight fucking up into the stick. Compressed my neck so badly. I had to go to A&E. Like
A&E?
Yeah,
shit,
so like 2 days
that.
later, I had such a bad headache still. I was feeling fucking dizzy and like, I just felt awful. So I went to A&E and they were like, yeah, you're fine. You're not going to die or anything. So I was like, I knew it wasn't that bad, but I was like, my neck hurts so much. I've still got a headache today. Like,
really?
It's like 6 days on from it, and I'm still like, but like, it's fine. I just fucked my neck up. Like, I think head wise, I'm back to as well. I've probably lost brain cells.
You're really good at hitting your head, to be fair.
I know, man.
I swear, like, it's like the fifth time I've heard you hit your head.
Actually, to be fair, yeah, worth telling.
How many heads?
How many heads you got?
How many head hits you got left in the tank?
None. I got like 0. There's like this. You probably haven't. Have you seen Not Another Teen Movie?
A long time ago.
It's like
maybe.
a film. There's like a running joke where it's like they're playing like it's like an American football team, and there's like on the scoreboard, it's like the amount of concussions Reggie Ray has left before he dies.
I remember seeing that.
That's like how I feel. I think his name's Reggie Ray. But yeah, I had another story when I went to France like two years ago, just over 2 years ago. I went for like a solo trip because I just like going for a little travel. But there was like a few bands playing in France that weren't playing in the UK, and I was like, I had a bit more money at the time because I was like, I think I was between moving, so I was like my parents for a few months, so I've actually got some money.
Rent money.
Yeah. So I went to Paris and Lyon. I went to Lyon to see Spirit Box and Ice Nine Kills.
Oh, sick.
And I got hit in the back of the head so hard in the pit. I like basically got like knocked out.
Oh my god.
Had to fucking get an ambulance.
Is that the last time you were in the pit?
Yes. Yeah, literally it was. That was the last. And even fucking then, I knew I shouldn't have done it. I was stood at the back for like most of the show, and I got to like halfway through Ice Nine Kills, and I was like, I really want to go and like get in there because it's quite a small venue in Lyon. And I just fucking got like hit in the back of the head so hard. I still get like not actual PTSD, but I still get like whenever the song or that song where it happened comes on that album, I like tense up. I can feel myself
looking around for fists.
Yeah, I feel worse. I get anxious. It happens every time. I ended up in a fucking French hospital all night till like 5 in the morning. I had like a neck brace on. The guy was coming up to me and was like, we're doing a head scan now, and it's like, if it comes back, if you've got like a crack in your, not crack, what's the word, fracture in your skull, whatever, we'll have to like fly you back to London to have like brain surgery and stuff. I'm just sat there at like 5 in the morning, like drunk. They're feeding me like fucking codeine and like diazepam and stuff. I'm just like, what the hell is going on?
Did you have to pay for any of that? Or did you get
I did have to pay then, but I did. They sent me like a letter being like, yo, the French government money, like send us it. It wasn't expensive. It was like 400 euros or something.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Let's do it again.
But then I literally got like out of the hospital, and like literally as I was in the waiting room, it was like 6 not in the waiting room. I was like in the ambulance drop-off bay at like 6 in the morning trying to get a taxi. I had to fucking leave to go back to Paris at 9 a.m. and at 6 a.m. I'm like heavily concussed. I'm wearing a fucking neck brace. I have to get a taxi back to my the Airbnb I was staying in, and some fucking like homeless guy starts like yelling at me like aggressively. He's saying some stuff in French, and I was just like, I don't speak French, and he starts going, fuck you, like to my like aggressively. I'm just like, I can't deal with this. I was so fucking proud. I like text my Airbnb guy being like, look, I've just been in a fucking hospital at night, can you give me like 2 hours extra in this Airbnb? And he's like, no, you need to get out. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. So I get the train back to Paris, like 3 hour. I keep falling asleep and then waking up and like fucking jarring my neck again because I'm like falling asleep and like waking up on the high speed. Get back to Paris. I'm supposed to be seeing My Chemical Romance that night. Just didn't go. I just couldn't fucking do it. I could barely like the sunlight was like killing me. I couldn't walk upstairs without my head hurting. Like I just got up into that apartment, just went to sleep, felt fucking awful.
That's not really does kill.
Day of my life. Actually, probably up there as like top 3 worst days of my life. Like, that was fucking awful.
Yeah, like traveling is bad at like the best of times.
And then the day after,
the worst of times.
Yeah, and the day after Paris, that next morning I had to get back to London at 7 a.m. My train was, and the fucking thing was delayed by 2 hours. So I sat in Paris like the train for like 2 hours. So it was a nightmare.
How long ago was that now?
2 years. So 2 years. And then I had Slam Dunk like 3 days after getting back, and I was so determined to go. I just fucking went, concussion and all, and I was just like, I like used the last of like the drugs they gave me. I just like took all the opiates I had left.
I don't blame you, man. You
I was like kind of high,
man.
but then in loads of pain as well. It wasn't really worth going, but I was like,
can't miss My Chemical Romance and Slam Dunk.
That's what I was thinking. That's illegal. I was like, it's too fucking much.
You have to go back to French hospital.
I did end up seeing My Chem though in Osaka when I lived there. like a year later. So I was like, that was quite validating.
You
like,
got your emo fix in
Yeah,
there.
exactly. Yeah, so me and Hit My Head fucking do not go well.
No,
so that's why we're like a bit more up to date.
You
on
should
this
start
episode.
wearing like a crash helmet everywhere you go,
Fucking,
man.
I want to, man. I literally stand at the back, at the side, and I'm like fucking like arm's length. Like when we go to like small hardcore shows, I'm like, I got to like put someone big in between me and like everyone else.
Surprised you still go.
Yeah, I feel like, I think the next gig I went to after that was Knock Loose, and I was just like, I'm staying fucking at the back.
That's not where you want to be.
And that was like before they like blew up as well, so it was still quite a small venue, and I was just like, I'm staying fucking right at the
Far
back.
away,
yeah, man, it was crazy. So yeah, because we're like a bit closer to the release date as we're filming this, there's actually like some more like topical stuff we can actually talk about, and it's not going to be 2 weeks old. I feel like quite a lot's happened in the last like fucking Trump nearly got assassinated in the last 2 weeks.
That was when I was at Trees, and I came back to that news. I was like, fucking hell. Jesus.
I know, man. It's fucking crazy. And then the whole thing happened with Tenacious D, you know, like Jack Black and Carl Gass's thing.
He made that joke about him on the day. I was like, I'm all for making a joke, but like, come on. Like,
I thought it was pretty
funny. It was funny, yeah. I'm actually more in the camp, like, they're kind of comedians.
They're
as
like,
much
that's
as
the
like,
whole thing. And like Jack Black, like he laughed about it on stage, and then afterwards, obviously, his agent was like, "Yo, that's going to cost you some acting roles," and he's like, "I'm distancing myself from like the whole situation." So he kind of just quit the band because of like he wants to make movies and stuff, which like kind of lame. Obviously,
that's how it reads, but who knows like the actual reasons behind it. But
maybe he's a massive Trump supporter.
Maybe.
Speaking of massive Trump supporters, this shocked me. It was fucking Matt from Kubla Khan, like liking one of his like friends or something posted like one of those proper like far right like weird like Trump's like a savior like type Instagram post, and like Matt liked it, which is crazy because they have songs about like fucking hating the police. They got like such like pro women songs, like pro like women in like sex work and women who've been like abused and stuff. And he's literally liking a post of like the poster child of like abusing women, trying to take their rights away. That was like a fucking mad one. People were kind of like,
I'm not surprised to be fair. Like he's so like American.
It's like the American like Southern
like,
twang. People are like, what did you expect?
Yeah.
He's like a gym bro, like American Southern guy. It's kind of a shame. Hopefully, like I'm hoping it's just like he doesn't like believe in it too much. He just doesn't like care enough to like form an opinion. That made me feel a little bit better about it. Yeah. But it's just like it's contradictory having those lyrics, and it's like if Straight from the Path ended up being fucking like Trump supporter or racist or something.
I get what you mean. It's a bit of a disconnect there, but do you reckon it was set up? Do you reckon like it actually happened, the shooting?
I thought you meant like Matt Lane on Instagram.
Oh, no.
During the CIA framed Matt from Kubla Khan. Yes.
Interesting political movement.
I don't think so. No. I think like I get why people thought it was, and it wouldn't surprise me if it was, because like the kind of person he is. But like you can't really fake that. Like he did get shot at. The guy who did it did seem like a fucking lunatic. Like it was real. It was like it was crazy. Like we can laugh about it. I mean, I would probably still laugh about it if he did get killed, but we can laugh about it generally because it didn't happen. But like that could have been like one of the fucking like biggest moments in like the Western world's history we've nearly just like witnessed.
I did actually think that, like, I'm not a Trump supporter by any means, but like seeing some people's reactions, it was a bit like, I get that he's a fucking arsehole, but I don't think he like deserves to be shot.
Well, depends who you ask.
I thought that like that was a bit extreme, some of the reactions that came out for it. Like, yeah, it was a bit distasteful. I don't know, when it comes to like someone dying, like I think to make jokes about it is fine if it didn't actually happen, but as it was so close.
We're not a fucking political podcast, let's not get too far into this, but like the amount of like deaths and stuff he like inadvertently caused with like his like policies and like just being a general terrible person and stuff, I don't really feel that bad about it. There's like fucking thousands of people like dying, like there's like what 40,000 people died in Palestine since like that whole thing kicked off, and the American government's more upset about someone shooting that than trying. They fucking gave a standing ovation to the Israeli president in Congress the other day. So it's like one rule for,
there's different ways,
one rule for thee,
it.
one rule for me type vibe. Anyway, so that was our political pundit
political ramblings.
Maybe we should go back to having it 2 weeks in advance so we don't have to talk about politics.
It is crazy how like one of the biggest stories to come out of like Trump being shot is Tenacious D are now finished as a band.
I think that's bigger news.
That funny.
Yeah, Tenacious D got assassinated basically.
They're the real assassination victims.
Man. Did you also see that fucking the Olympics Gojira played?
That was fucking sick.
That was mental.
I love that so much.
Have you watched the video?
Yeah.
So good. It goes hard as well. I was worried they were gonna like do like a sometimes they get like cool bands do like a really kind of like boring sort of like music. So like, we've got a cool band, but we've got to like play it safe. Apparently, it was like some old like song that was popular in the 1700s or something, because the theme was like sort of revolution. It was like the cut off head of like French royals and stuff, and they play it, and they're playing like some like old school like French song turned into like they were calling it death metal. I didn't even realise
that.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Pretty fucking hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought that was just one of their songs.
No, man. Yeah, no, I don't really know Gojira that well, so I didn't know.
Neither.
But I was like, that was sick, and he had like screaming in it as well. I was wondering if they were gonna like have it instrumental, but he proper gave some like harsh vocals and stuff.
I think that's a good thing for metal in general, just having them at the Olympics. Like some people are gonna be like, oh, let's check out Gojira.
Yeah. I mean, that's just so much cooler than having like, what did we have when like it was in London? I can't even remember.
I can't remember.
Like something like fucking, but we'd have like Ed Sheeran or something. We have like the most like boring, like weak, like flat thing. That was pretty fucking cool, I thought. But yeah, man, it's been a crazy couple of weeks. We'll try and not have like a big time gap next time. But we've got too much like history to cover.
Yeah, I know. It's like we've got like 2-3 weeks of like ground to cover now.
Let's get away from like political history work. And let's get into the more exciting world of the 5-second game.
Oh yes, let's fucking do it, man.
Have you got your phone? I was gonna say,
yeah.
nice. Man's come prepared. Right, so for those who didn't see this last time, the 5-second rule game is really simple. We basically just have to, you can literally say anything. It's name 3 of whatever you want. Obviously, the more like topical it is, the funnier it is. And you have to name those 3 things in 5 seconds. And what makes it so funny is that you can sort of get like really obvious ones that people are like massive fans of and watch them fall apart. Like I asked you like, are your favorite bands like Deftones? I'd be like, name 3 Deftones songs. And because there's so many,
because you only have 5 seconds,
freak
like,
out.
You can fuck it up. Like it's very possible.
All right,
I'll go first.
I feel like okay, go for it. We've got like I'm gonna try and make some of mine quite topical on what we've already spoken about today. But yeah, go ahead.
All right, Matt, name 3 people that have been assassinated.
John Wilkes Booth, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh, you just
do you know what's so funny?
You just got there.
My first question is going to be name 3 people that have been assassinated. I had the exact same question.
I knew, we can read each other's mind.
I was going to go US presidents, and I forgot them all, and I just went to like the CIA assassinations instead. JFK, that was one I was thinking of. I forgot that. All right, name. I haven't got anything now. Name 3 assassinations was my big one. Okay, name 3 places the Olympics has taken place other than France.
London, Germany, Japan.
I was looking for cities, but yeah, sure, that counts.
I don't know what.
Do you do this? It's the city, yeah. You can have it, man. I'll give it to you.
Only have 5 seconds. All right, let's think of a good one for you. Name 3 Straight from the Path songs.
Oh, okay. Badge and a Bullet Part 2. Anonymous.
Ooh.
Black Friday. Well, it's so weird where your brain goes. Because I did Badge and a Bullet, then I was like, I can't remember anything of their last 4 albums. I'm going back in time. I noticed that happens a lot with me. If you just name a song, I'll go like really far back, even albums I don't know as well.
It's because you're looking at like the start of their discography. It's like when you asked me
last time about Dance Gavin Dance, and I said Shark Dad. I still look back on that. I was like, why the fuck did I come up with that? Of all the songs I could pick. Okay, name 3 Tenacious D songs.
Pick a Destiny, Tribute, Storm the Gates.
Okay, nice. I was expecting you to fail.
I've seen them live before.
Have you?
I saw them at Brighton.
Did they make any assassination-based jokes at that time?
I wish they did. They brought out like a massive dick, like a phoenix inflatable dick.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, Rise of the Phoenix. That whole thing. Yeah. And that's aged quite like poorly, like comedy-wise. It was like back when like big penises was funny.
I think it still suits their branding, to be fair.
It does,
because they're of that like era.
Yeah. They can still get away with it. But like, I feel like if a new like comedy act did it, if we had like a burning penis behind us, it would just look terrible.
Doesn't suit our branding.
So cringy.
Don't give me ideas.
Yo, should we change the logo to a giant flaming penis? The metal phallus.
All right, Matt, I've got another one for you. I'm going to hold the camera up so people can see the timer as well,
that's
so
smart.
we know we're not cheating.
Damn, big.
All right,
big
so name 3 Thy Art Is Murder songs.
Purest Strain of Hate, Light Bearer, Make America Hate Again. I fucking lost it. What's
That's
it?
such a long name to
Reign of
fucking-
Darkness. That's what I'm thinking
that's
of.
what you're trying to
I
think.
couldn't remember the
Breeding
name.
Bacteria.
Yeah, there's loads,
fucking
man.
Pure Strain.
There's
Did you say
literally-
Pure Strain?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's
I'll
what I
let you
couldn't
off.
remember.
Ah,
Because
okay.
I'm a fucking idiot. Can you
They're
even
long. They're long. I knew they have long titles. That's where I thought you'd
Can you
be
even
caught
see
up.
the camera? Because the camera's
You
been
can,
focused on
you
me.
can,
There,
yeah.
isn't it? Name 3 editing softwares.
Adobe Premiere, Final Cut, iMovie.
Yeah. Fucking
Hell yeah.
made it. All right, I'll give you that.
That was a tough one.
Yeah. I'm like quite bad at coming up with them like on the spot right now. I'm realizing. I feel like when we play it to the two of us, we go like really wacky with it sometimes. I was
Yeah.
trying to be a bit more on brand, on target. But
I think we should just go wild of it. Just
all
whatever
right.
you can think of that would be funny.
Okay.
Name 3 alternative clothing brands.
Oh, Killstar, Downbeat, Drop Dead.
Yeah.
I'm taking
Well
Downbeat
played,
as well.
well played.
The Metal Lounge soon.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we can figure it out. Okay, I've got a good one. You got one obvious one for this. Name 3 other music podcasts.
That's Not Metal. Downbeat. The black metal something. Oh,
Black metal something. Close enough.
I actually don't know many. I need to do my research.
You're
man.
two and a half. I'll give you that.
I'll take it. It. Name 3 books.
The Bible, the Quran, the Torah. Hell
That's a
yeah.
classic, man.
Pick that.
I wish you fucked that up.
Religious knowledge.
Dude, did you start to study Ari?
Forrest, name 3 albums.
The Blackest Beautiful, Sempiternal, In Rainbows.
You nearly didn't get that.
That was just
you
too
could have named
broad.
anything.
What?
The Bible, the Quran.
Why do you do Blackest Beautiful first? Like,
Good choice. Good album. That's the album that's on your like mind the most.
apparently so. I think that's in like my subconscious. Maybe I dream about it last night.
They're coming back, aren't they? They're doing
Yeah,
the reunion
yeah,
tour,
I
which
hope
is
so.
fucking. No hope so. They are. I'm telling you, factually, they're coming back.
Well, unless I see it, I won't believe it.
Yeah, I hope they are.
No, not me.
All right, let's do one more like hard one each. What you got for me?
Okay. That might be too hard.
All right, do it. If it's too hard, you do another one.
All right. Name 3 pod racers.
Oh, you've lost me. You no idea. Yeah, all right, start again.
You could have had Sebulba, Anakin, Aldarbido.
Can you name 3?
Aldarbido.
How can I forget Aldarbido?
Mohonic.
Fuck, man, I forgot about that. I forgot about Mohonic. All right, do your less hard one.
All right, that was like veteran difficulty. I do
very
more
difficult.
hardened.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm more of a
okay,
hardened
so-
guy.
Yeah, me too. Okay, what's a good one?
I've got one if you want to wait while you're thinking of one.
Okay.
Name 3 Pokemon that can use the move Harden.
Metapod, Kakuna, Caterpie.
Nah, not Cappy. I think Geodude can.
Oh, I was
maybe.
thinking of Geodude,
or like
yeah.
some other. I think any
That
like
was
any bug
fucking
ones
hard,
can.
man.
Yeah. Well, you asked
I
for it.
should've-
You fucking asked for
I
it.
did fucking ask for it.
All right, go on. Last one.
Okay.
Make us sweat. Make us
Yeah.
sweat. Make me sweat.
Make us sweat.
Make us
I'm
sweat.
already sweating, man. These windows are closed. Name 3 Mandalorians.
Well, you're obsessed with Star Wars. Boba Fett, Jango Fett, The Mandalorian.
I'll give you that. He's called Din Djarin.
Well, I'm not that into Star Wars anymore, man. Give me
I
a
actually-
fucking
I'm not
break.
gonna give
Why
you
are you
that.
stuck on Star Wars?
It's just on my mind, man. Everywhere I look, I've got Star Wars.
Name 3 wars.
World War One, World War Two, Korean War, Blue War, Cold War.
The Blue War. Enlighten me on what the Blue War is.
It's a nickname for the Cold War because
Because it was
blue.
cold. I like how the Korean War was your first one as well. Tell me any fact you know about the Korean War.
It was in Korea.
What year was it? I'm going to do a Korean War quiz now. What year did the Korean War start?
Like
Wait, hold on. I'm going to Google Korean War facts.
1341.
And you're going to try and like get them right, even though I know for a fact you know nothing about the Korean War. Let's see how close you get.
I know it was a war
All
in
right,
Korea.
man. When did the Korean War start? Which year?
1341.
Bro, it was 1950. That's embarrassing. How many people died in the Korean War?
10 million.
Nah, not that many. I think it said 3 million here. Yeah.
10 million lives were affected.
Something like that. 3 million. Who was your favourite Korea in the Korean War? And why?
The winners.
I don't even know
The
who won.
victors.
I don't think anyone won. I think it just sort of ended and it just carried on, split in half. Okay. So that's how we're going to end this podcast. We're calling for the reunification of Korea. We're now a political podcast. We're going to really lean into it. If South and North Korea could reunify, that'd be fantastic. If it's not done by next week, we'll not be very happy about that. We'll have words.
We'll have to rename it to the Politics Lounge.
The Korea War Podcast?
The Festival Lounge.
Yeah, okay. We got fucking massively sidetracked on that. What the hell was that? I think so we're filming it on a Sunday. We usually film on a Wednesday. I feel like we're more...
Stop doxing the days, man. I've already given away my fucking, like...
We film at 17 Evergreen Terrace. What was I saying? Oh yeah,
Sunday.
Usually we're in the middle of the week. We're like in work mode, like we're like locked in. We're in like silly weekend vibes now.
We're
so
in
we're
like
just, like
take a load
we're
off.
all over the place. Yeah,
Wacky
we're
relaxation.
taking too many loads off, man. Stop taking loads off. Oh man, well that was a fun one. I had a good time there.
That was good fun.
Nice. Cool. We had a good time. I hope you guys had a good time as well. We talked a lot of shit. We talked about metal. We talked about bands.
We chatted an appropriate amount of shit.
Yeah.
I don't think we chat enough shit normally.
We talked
Maybe
about
we should do it on a weekend
technical
more often.
casualties. We talked about war casualties.
Yeah.
What more do you really want from a
casualties.
metal-based podcast? Well, as always, I'm Matt, joined by Forrest. This is the Metal Lounge podcast. Thank you for joining us as always.
Like and subscribe.